everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's super close to my heart. Don't believe everything you think. And no, this isn't about some crazy conspiracy theory about the Earth being flat. We're talking about something way more relatable. How to stop taking things personally. Because let's be honest, we all do it. Someone cuts us off in traffic. We assume they're out to get us. A friend forgets to text back, and suddenly we're questioning the entire friendship. But trust me, this is going to be both hilarious and eye-opening. We're going to laugh at ourselves a little bit, learn some new ways to deal with these situations, and hopefully come out of it feeling a little bit lighter. So buckle up, Buttercup, it's going to be a fun ride. Alright, let's talk about that feeling when you think someone is totally throwing shade your way. You know, the side eye, the whispered comment, the not-so-subtle social media post. It happens to the best of us. You're just minding your own business, sipping your latte, when BAM! You get this feeling that someone, somewhere, is thinking not-so-nice thoughts about you. And suddenly, your brain goes into overdrive. What did I do? Did they hear what I said about their questionable fashion choices? Maybe they know I stole that last cookie from the break room? The truth is, most of the time, it's got nothing to do with you. People are usually too busy worrying about their own lives to be plotting your demise. I mean, have you met people? They're a mess. Here's the thing. When we assume the worst in others, it often says more about us than it does about them. We project our own insecurities and anxieties onto their actions, creating a whole drama in our heads where there isn't one. It's like that time I thought my neighbor was giving me the evil eye over my prize-winning begonias. I mean, these begonias were spectacular, but I was convinced she was secretly plotting to sabotage them. Turns out, she was just upset because her cat ran away. Had nothing to do with my begonias. Though, I will admit those begonias were pretty fabulous. So the next time you catch yourself thinking someone's out to get you, take a step back and ask yourself, is this really about them or is it about me? Because 9 times out of 10, it's about you. But hey, that's okay. We're all a little insecure sometimes. It's what makes us human. Okay, I have to share this story with you because it perfectly illustrates how our minds can go totally bonkers when we take things personally. So, a while back, I texted my friend Portia a hilarious meme about a dancing cat. I mean, this cat was busting some serious moves. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. But then, crickets. No response from Portia. For hours. My mind immediately went to the worst possible place. She hates it, I thought. She thinks I have terrible taste in memes. She's secretly judging my sense of humor and rethinking our entire friendship. I know, dramatic much, but you know how it is. Those negative thoughts can spiral out of control. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Portia texted back. Turns out her phone had died. She had no idea about my hilarious cat meme. And you know what? It was a good reminder that sometimes things happen that have absolutely nothing to do with us. People get busy, they forget things, their phones die. It doesn't mean they're secretly plotting against us or judging our every move. So next time you find yourself spiraling into a pit of self-doubt and paranoia, remember my dancing cat meme experience. Take a deep breath, give the other person the benefit of the doubt, and remember, it's probably not about you. And even if it is, who cares? You do you. Unless you involves wearing Crocs in public, then we need to talk. Just kidding. Or am I... Okay, so you've decided that someone is definitely out to get you. What's the next logical step? Labeling them, of course. We love to put people in neat little boxes, don't we? It makes us feel better to have a villain, an antagonist, someone to blame for all our problems. So that coworker who took credit for your idea? Boom! Office jerk. The neighbor who always seems to park a little too close to your car? Parking menace. That barista who spelled your name wrong? Which, let's be honest, is a travesty. Coffee criminal. And you know what? It feels good, doesn't it? For a hot minute, we get to feel righteous and indignant. We get to be the victim in our own little drama. But here's the problem with labeling. It keeps us stuck. It prevents us from seeing the other person as a complex human being with their own thoughts, feelings, and motivations. Maybe that office jerk is just really bad at their job and trying to overcompensate. Maybe the parking menace has terrible depth perception. And maybe, just maybe, that coffee criminal is just really, really bad at spelling. I'll admit, I used to be the queen of passive-aggressive labeling. Like back in the day when I had roommates, and one of them kept leaving dirty dishes in the sink. Did I talk to them about it directly? No. That would have been too easy. Instead, I left a series of increasingly sarcastic post-it notes on the refrigerator. I love doing your dishes. One note read, "Is this a science experiment?" Another one inquired. Looking back, it was hilarious, but also a little bit embarrassing. I mean, come on, Ellen, just talk to your roommate. And that's the thing, labeling and passive aggressiveness get us nowhere. It just creates more distance and resentment. The next time you find yourself slapping a label on someone, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what's really going on here? Maybe they made a mistake. Maybe they're having a bad day. Or maybe, just maybe, they're completely oblivious to the fact that their actions are bothering you. So instead of labeling, try talking to them. Communicate your feelings in a clear and assertive way. You might be surprised by what happens when you choose understanding over judgment. And if that doesn't work, well, there's always the option of releasing a swarm of angry bees into their cubicle. Just kidding, mostly. Now here's the real kicker about taking things personally. It's a one-way ticket to Isolation Island. You know, that place where you sit alone with your thoughts, which, let's be honest, haven't been the most rational lately. It's like you've built a wall around yourself, brick by insecure brick. And the worst part is, you're not even letting the good stuff in, like compliments. Have you ever noticed how hard it is to accept a compliment when you're convinced everyone secretly hates you? Someone tells you you look nice and you're immediately suspicious. What do they want from me, you think? Are they being sarcastic? It's like you're wearing a hazmat suit to a picnic. Sure, you're protected from the dangers of human interaction, but you're also missing out on all the fun. You're missing out on connection, on laughter, on genuine human interaction. And trust me, human interaction is way more fun than sitting alone in your hazmat suit, no matter how stylish it is. You know, this whole taking things personally thing reminds me of this one time. Okay, it might have been more than once, but who's counting? We all have those moments, right? Anyway, I was having dinner with a friend and she seemed a little quiet. You know that feeling when something just feels off? Naturally, my brain went into overdrive. I started analyzing every little detail. Oh no, she's mad at me, I thought. What did I do? Did I say something wrong earlier? Was it something I said? Maybe I made a joke that didn't land well. Was it the way I ate my salad? Did I chew too loudly or something? Do I look weird holding a fork? Maybe I was holding it like a caveman. I spent the rest of the dinner trying to decipher her every sigh, every glance away, every bite of food. It was like trying to crack a secret code. I was convinced I had done something horribly wrong, and I was just waiting for the other shoe to drop. The suspense was killing me. By the end of the night, I was a nervous wreck. My mind had run a marathon of worst-case scenarios. I mean, I love my friends, but sometimes they can be a real mystery, you know? It's like trying to read a book in a language you don't understand. Turns out, she was just having a bad day. Nothing to do with me at all. She told me all about it later, and I felt like such a goofball for overthinking everything. I couldn't help but laugh at myself. But you know what? It happens to the best of us. We all have those moments of self-doubt. We all get caught up in our own heads sometimes, and we let our insecurities run wild. It's a part of being human. The important thing is to recognize when we're doing it and to give ourselves a break. Take a deep breath and let it go. So the next time you find yourself spiraling into a pit of self-doubt and paranoia, just remember me, Ellen. And that time I thought my friend was mad at me because of the way I ate my salad. It's a funny story now, but it taught me a valuable lesson. We've all been there, and it's okay. Just laugh it off and move on. You know, sometimes the best thing we can do for ourselves is to step back and try to see things from a different perspective. Like, literally, imagine yourself shrinking down to the size of a ladybug and hitching a ride on someone else's shoulder. What do you see? What do you hear? Chances are you'll realize that most people are so caught up in their own lives, their own thoughts, their own anxieties, that they're not even thinking about you. And that's okay. It doesn't mean they don't care, it just means they've got their own stuff going on. Think about it this way. Remember that time you accidentally wore mismatched socks to work? Did anyone even notice? Maybe, maybe not. But did it really matter in the grand scheme of things? Probably not. The world kept spinning, the sun came up the next day, and your socks became a funny story to tell at parties. Life is way too short to waste time worrying about what other people might be thinking. So put on your imaginary ladybug suit, take a walk in someone else's shoes, and remember that everyone's fighting their own battles. So, how do we break free from this cycle of insecurity and isolation? How do we stop taking things so personally and start living a life that's a little less dramatic and a lot more joyful? Well, it starts with a little self-awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts. When you catch yourself spiraling, ask yourself, is this really about them or is it about me? Most of the time, you'll find that it's the latter. Our insecurities have a way of distorting our perceptions, making us see things that aren't really there. It's like looking at the world through a funhouse mirror. Everything's warped and exaggerated. But here's the good news. You have the power to change the lens through which you see the world. You can choose to focus on the positive, to give people the benefit of the doubt, and to remember that you are worthy of love and connection, just as you are. It's not always easy, but it's so worth it. So go out there and shine your light, my friends. The world needs your unique brand of sparkle. So there you have it, folks. Remember, don't believe everything you think. Sometimes our brains like to play tricks on us, making us believe we're at the center of everyone else's universe. Spoiler alert, we're not. And that's a good thing. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more fun and insightful content. And hey, comment below about a time you took something personally and how you handled it. Let's laugh and learn together. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. We're all in this together, even when we're feeling a little insecure and isolated. Now go out there and be the amazing humans you are.